Hey, did you know that there are 6 letters in the Arabic alphabet that never connect with the next letter? I call them the unfriendly letters because they never want to shake hands with the next letter. Now, so here is the Arabic alphabet as we saw it before, with similar letters in the same color. And look what we have here, the letters in red, the unfriendly letters. These red letters, this one here, alif, this one, dal, this one, ذال, ra, zay, and wow. They are very unfriendly. They never want to shake hands with the next letter. Remember them as the unfriendly letters. That will help you. So remember, 6 letters in the Arabic alphabet. Never shake hands with the next letter. Alif, dal, ذال, ra, zay, and wow. So let's imagine you have a word containing 3 of the same letter. If we had a word that had 3 alifs, this is how it would look. Because alif never connects with the next letter, you would have a break after each alif. Same thing with dal. Dal, dal, dal. Let's say we have a word that's made of 3 dals in a row. There would be a break after each dal. And the same thing would happen with zal, the same with ra, the same with zay, and the same with wow. In fact, whenever you have a word in Arabic that has a break inside of it, that is because there is a letter in this word that is unfriendly and does not want to shake hands with the next letter, And now let's look at the letters that do connect with the next letter. We have ba. When it's by itself, it looks like this. And then when it's in initial position, it looks like this. So notice, when it's on its own, it takes its full shape. It has a stick here to start, then an elongation along the line, and then another stick to close. When it's in initial position, it keeps that first stick, this one here. The elongation is shorter, right? And then there is no second stick, right? So basically it stops right here, and the dot moves to somewhere in the middle of its new shape. In the middle, it has the exact same shape as the initial shape, and in final position, it takes its full shape. So basically, this here is the same as this here. The same thing will happen with ta and with tha. You keep the full shape when the letter is isolated, and the shape is shortened in beginning and middle position. In final position, the letter takes its full shape. You will see that this happens with a lot of letters in the alphabet. Very similarly, we will see this happen with jim, ha, and kha. When the letter is isolated, it takes its full shape. It has this I shape here with the point here, and then a big belly under the line. And when it's in beginning position or initial position, it only has the I shape here, and then the belly is gone. In the middle, it's the same shape as the initial position, and then in final position, it takes its full shape. Jim, ha, kha. Sin and shin will behave the same way. They will take a full shape or their full shape when they're isolated. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3 little sticks here, and then a big dip under the line and back up. In the beginning of the word, in initial position, they will lose that big dip under the line, seen and sheen. In the middle, it's the same shape as initial shape. And then in final position, they take their full shape, the three little sticks up here, and then the big dip under the line and back up. Sad and Dad, same thing, full shape when isolated, and then they lose this big dip under here at the end of the main or full shape when they are in the beginning or the middle of the word. Initial position, middle position, initial position, middle position. In final position, they keep their full shape. Ta and the have the same shape everywhere. Just remember that they connect with the next letter. They're not one of the 6 that never connect with the next letter. Okay? Ta has this shape when it's by itself, and then it has the same shape in the initial position, middle position, and final position. The same thing. Ain and Ghain have this shape. They have this little C on top of the line and then a big C under the line. The Ghain is the same, just has a dot on top. When you write Ain in the beginning of the word in initial position, you just keep the little C. The big C is no longer there. In the middle, Ain is a triangle. And in final position, it also is a triangle and then does this, has the big C. If the preceding letter is not a connector, then it will take this shape in final position. Same thing with Ghain. You have the little C, then the big C, except that Ghain has a dot on top. In initial position, you have the little C, with the dot, of course, because this is Ghain and not Ain. In the middle, it's a triangle without the big C. In the end, it's a triangle with the big C. If the preceding letter is a connector, as we have here, if the preceding letter is not a connector, then the Ghain will be written like this in final position, because the preceding letter does not connect. And let's look at Fa and Qaf. Fa has a circle above the line and then an elongation and a little stick with a dot on the circle. In the beginning, initial position, Fa stops and does not continue and then has a little stick. So we lose this little stick and it's shortened. Kind of like what happened with Ba, Ta and Tha. It gets shortened right in the middle here. And then the middle Fa is the same as the first, and the final Fa has the full shape. So it looks exactly like Fa isolated. Qaf looks different than the Fa, right? You see how Fa sits on the line here and Qaf goes under the line and back up? So it has a similar shape. It's very similar to Fa. The only difference is that, first of all, we have 2 dots. But the difference in the body shape is that Fa is flat and Qaf goes under the line and back up. That's when it's isolated or when it's in final position. The body shape of Fa and Qaf is exactly the same in beginning and middle position. Remember that the dots are different. Fa has 1 dot, Qaf has 2 dots. And here come the letters Kaf and Lam. The letter Kaf looks like a letter Lam because it looks like an alif that continues. An alif that continues is an L, and it has this little hamza in the middle of it or on top of it that makes it a Kaf. When it's by itself, it has this shape. Notice that it has this same shape in final position. If it's in the beginning or in the middle, it has this shape. You write like a del, and then you put a stick on it. Del and a stick on it. Or an open ha. It's kind of like this shape, basically, and then you put a stick on top of it. Like this, and then like that. So that's the letter kaf. The letter lam, again, is like an alif that continues. When it's by itself, when it's isolated, it dips under the line and goes back up. When it's in the beginning of the word, stops at the line here and continues, does not dip under the line. In the initial position and in the middle position, exact same shape. In final position, it takes its full shape. It looks exactly like this, as if it were isolated. And it goes under the line and back up. And now we have mim and nun. Mim, in this font, it looks like it's open, but it really is closed here. You can close it. It's just a circle. Mim, and it doesn't have to be pointy here. It could just be round. Mim, it goes under the line. This is our line here. Mim, by itself, in beginning or middle position, initial or middle position, it loses this tail that goes under the line. It sits on the line. Mim, and then another mim, and then the final mim takes its full shape and has this tail that dips under the line. Nun looks like a ba, if you want, or ta or a tha, but when it takes its full shape, it goes under the line and goes back up. The dot, of course, is on top, one dot on top. In initial or middle position, it has the same shape as a ba, but the dot is on top. So nun, nun, and then the final nun is the same as the isolated nun. It dips under the line and back up. And of course the dot is on top. Oh, here comes my favorite Arabic letter, the letter ha. It's pronounced like the English H, like here, him, her, hat, ha. And when it's by itself, it's just like a teardrop. It's a circle that's a little bit pointed on top. And then when it's in the beginning of the word, you go like this. You make like a big C, and you make a circle inside that big C. In the middle, you go down, and then you make an egg shape, and then you cut that egg in half, like that. And in final position, if the preceding letter is a connector, it goes on a pole, like that. Of course, if the preceding letter does not connect, the ha will look just like this in final position. The long E looks like a duck, doesn't it? My line is right here. That would be the sea or the ocean or the lake, the water line. And then this is the head of the duck, the body of the duck under the water. And these are the two dots that go under it. This is the long E or the Y in Arabic. It's called ya. In beginning or middle position, it looks just like a ba with two dots under. In final position, it takes its full shape. It looks just like this. Now you may notice that we don't have the head of the duck. What happened? Either the head of the duck was removed, chopped off. Oh, that's very mean. Or the duck dipped under the line. You see? That doesn't have to happen. It depends on your font and your writing preference. You can have this head of the duck here, fine, or you can just omit it and just make this part of the body. Do me a favor, subscribe. Now